Good evening, chicas. Okay, good to see you. Please, chicas, do your best, right? I hope that you have prepared very well in advance because no matter what happens with the other groups, I hope you give your best. So go ahead.
Good evening, my dear tutor. Welcome to our presentation. Our group is conformed with Ana Luisa Cori, Herrera Camila, Avila Verónica, Gloria Guayasamín, and me. Our first topic is about the modern American English dialects. In this case, we have English dialects are clear proofs to the country's historical mixes, because the dialects are the result with mixes between different people or different countries people, because they can mix their rhyme with other rhyme according the country that they are in the moment. Let's continue.
Okay, I am going to talk about the Western American English. This dialectical region is located in the Western United States and includes states like California, Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, Colorado, Nevada, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, and Washington. The next, please. Regarding to the background effect, I can see that the West was the last part of the United States to be integrated during the expansion of English-speaking settlement. For this reason, the history shows considerable mixing and leveling. Therefore, the settlement population are relatively young compared to the other regions. In this case, we can say that the dialectical region is information. Likewise, it's interesting to know that this area of the West is origin of the Indo-European language families. And actually in Canadian area, for example,
I didn't understand this part. Could you please repeat, Cory?
Sorry?
I didn't understand this part. Is it possible to repeat?
Yes. Yeah. The background effect again?
No, just the last idea.
Okay. It is interesting to know that the West area are origin of Indo-European language families.
Do you mean area?
Area.
Area, do you mean?
Yes. Yeah. And actually in Canadian area,
okay, it's like this, it's area, right?
Area. Yeah, right, area. Yeah. In Canadian area, we have 40 million people. In other words, 12% of the USA population. Finally, we have the phonetic transcription. The first one characteristic is mergence between a and o sounds. For example, pot and pot. The second one characteristic is the way vowels behave before voiced vowel consonants, and is more common in the consonants K and D. For example, the word king sound as a king.
No.
Finally,
No. Okay, repeat that word.
the way bubbles behave before voices vowel consonants, especially in the consonants K and D. For example, in the words going or kite.
Okay, let's talk about this one. Let's go to the Zoom chat and it is there. What is the difference between the word that you are mentioning and the alteration of the dialect here? I'm sorry, excuse me.
Please repeat me again.
Okay, that I would like you to mention this example and this example. What is the difference between them both?
That before voices, the order, the order that that have these characteristics.
I understand the theory, right? The theory is fine. That I would like you to, what you are saying, exactly what you are saying, I would like you to exemplify by pronouncing the differences between one word and the other word.
A ver, behave.
How do you say a ver? First fact. First fact.
First fact.
What is this? Is it the same of this? Is the same?
No, it is only how to pronounce.
Okay, thank you. So how do you pronounce? So it is the same, but the difference is in pronunciation.
Yes.
Okay, what is the difference?
It is the weight. The first
okay,
one.
Yeah, I know. This is theory, my dear. I want you to exemplify this, right?
Yes. Here we can observe in the
No, we can observe. I'm going to tell you that in Spanish, maybe you can understand, right? For example, if I say, in phonetics, in Spanish, there is something that says the guisado, right? What is the guisado? Is the transfer that the double L is taken to the coast, right? So what is this guisado? Guisado is, for example, in the highlands here in Quito, in Roaman, in all these provinces, we say llave, llueve, or other people say llave, llueve, or llave, llueve. So all of them are correct, all of them. Yeah. So if we go to the coast, how can I explain this to a foreigner? I am not going to say you can observe. I have to pronounce. And the best example is to say people don't say llueve, people don't say llueve, people don't say llueve. People say llueve. Do you understand?
Yes.
Right? So this is an example. I don't want you to tell me you can observe. I don't observe anything, my dear. I want you to explain me.
Yes. Yes. I am going to base in this example. For example, here we have a word king, but in the west part say king. This is I am understand.
This is what you understand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I continue with examples, pronunciation of examples. Yes. Finally, we have two sentences of examples. The first one say, the mother cut a bag from the cut. And the last one is, the tag on the bag looked interesting.
Okay, pronunciation, my dear. This is your presentation, okay? So what is the sound is this?
What?
Give me a second. Because you had to prepare, you were supposed to prepare this. What sound is this? And what sound is this? Double O.
Okay. I can see. Yeah, this is the sound like a
It's a combination. It's a combination of sounds. Which one is this? Chicas, you were supposed to be prepared, not me. Okay, continue. The next person, please.
Good evening. I'm going to talk about the New York City accent. It is a regional dialect of American English. It is spoken by many people in New York City and much of its surrounding metropolitan area. The location, it is spoken in all 5 boroughs of the city and Long Islands, in Nassau County, as well as in varying degrees among speakers in Suffolk County, Westchester County and Rockland County of New York State, plus Hudson County, Virgin County, and the city of Newark in the Northeast New Jersey. The New York City English, largely with the same main pronunciation system, popularly recognized today, was first produced in literature and scientifically documented in 1990s. It was then and still it's for the most popular associated with native English speaker of ethnically diverse European American origin. The sound system of New York City English is popularly known as a New York accent. The New York metropolitan accent is one of the most recognizable accents of the United States.
But you said that this is characterized, this is very common, a New York accent. Which one is this?
Can you repeat again? It's very
sure, because, yeah, everything that you say is fine. But can you give me an example of what you're saying?
Yes, I'm going to talk about some examples.
Yes, hurry up, my dear, because of the time. In this moment, let's go to the examples.
Okay. So in the phonetic, we have major features of the accent, including a highlighting vowel. For example, in the words talk and cough, it's well pronounced talk. In a short talk, cough. But I was watching a video, and the New York accents speakers maintain the upper lip static. Okay, so they have talk, cough. It's like a closed a split of the jaw, the short vowel into 2 separate ounce. We have variable dropping of our sounds too. For example, I have here some.
I remember that in phonetics we checked that the upper section is not movable. If you see, we just move the lower jaw and the lower teeth. This is for everything.
For example, we have the word mole. Our lips are together and we say mole. But in a New York accent, you say mall. It's like a closed.
Okay.
I saw a video that says that because I was investigated. Okay, and I say that we have the drop R when it is before a consonant. For example, we have park. The pronouncing New York accent is park.
The pronunciation.
The pronunciation. Water, water. River, river. Fear, fear. We have some local colloquialisms too. For example, we have here some example that says, get out of here, get out of here. Forget about it, forget about it. All right, already. They say, all right, already. And we have some differences in vocabulary too. For example, in the rest of the United States country, they use crazy, but in New York, they use bananas to the same meaning. For example, we have very cold.
Well, it's not like that. There is a phrase that says I can go bananas. This is a colloquialism. And it's not only bananas, right? It's go bananas. That's the phrase, right?
Okay.
Okay, so thank you. Are you Gloria Elizabeth? Is that your name?
Yes, it's my name.
I remember that.
Hello.
Continue, chicos and chicas. Because of the time, I am afraid that not everybody's going to finish the presentation today. Continue. So I'm still missing Veronica. Paola, did you finish your presentation?
Tutor.
Now is my
Okay,
turn.
go ahead. So I'm afraid, chicos, because in 5 minutes I have to join another session.
Okay.
8:45, I have another group.
Our
So-
session is going to finish in 2 minutes, Magister.
And I cannot, the thing is that I cannot come back because I have another group. I don't
Okay,
know how-
continue, girls.
Remember that the grades are individual,
The
chicas.
future of English. The future
What is English, Paola?
of English. The future of English.
What is
Um,
English? Okay, Paola, let's stop, right? What is English?
English
What is English, chicas?
language.
What
It's a
is
language.
English?
It's
Are
a
you
language.
going to be an English teacher?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No. Oh, English. It's a
Excellent.
language.
English or English?
English. It's between
No, it's E,
and
right? It's E.
English.
Continue.
Okay. The future of English.
Not vuelvo a ir English and I reduce your points. That sounds terrible, my dear. This is going to be your profession.
Okay. The future of English.
Thank
Language.
you.
English is expected to be influenced by various factors between we have technological advances, globalization, culture shifts, and ongoing linguistic evolution. It's important to mention that the English is the second most spoken language because a lot of people use the English to international business, diplomacy, science, and technology. Continue.
Okay, I wanted, would like to talk about the situation that a future consequence that are the English language.
Future. What is future, Veronica?
Future, sorry. Future.
Don't read, chicos. 8 level, don't read.
Okay. Future. Okay. There are many dialects that there are many the emergence or hybrid language can cause the standard English to disappear through the future. For example, in England, in Indian, there are 3 types of hybrid English. For example, Kanglish, that is a mix of the Hindi English, Benglish, and Tanglish. And the Hanglish is a hybrid language that consists in inserted English word into Hindi language. And don't forget that the people of India in their pronunciation have many palatal consonants, and they accentuate the letter L and R. For example, I love to read books in the case an Indian person. I was made the sounds violating their tongue against the hard palate. And there are some words that English use. For example, glassy that means dirty, filmy is glamorous, hungry means orally well, and Ardash is short fly or hard. The next hybrid language is English. That this is talked in Bangladesh, and they use the word Quran for a verb do and Kowa for a verb have. For example, accident kora, that does mean accident do. And accident hawa, that does mean that the person have to have an accident. And another example is a group kora, that is mean that the person have to include it in a group. And the third language hybrid is Tanglish, that is also spoken in Sri Lanka. And a characteristic of Tanglish is this is a code switching when the person addition of Tamil access to English words. And the sound U is used to add it at the end on the English noun. For example, in the word sound, that in Tamil English is sound. The word girl is girlu, hair is hair too, and black is black. And also English now often are combining with Tamil markers and then Joneya, and also driver. And in English, sometimes the person addition of the syllable 5 and the end of the word Tamil, for example, matri, talifi. And for all of these, a future consequence that is for this emerging hybrid language can cause the standard English to disappear through the time. Thank you.
Okay, in this second situation, we will explore how English has been affected by a variety of dialects in terms of vocabulary. Let's take some examples to illustrate this. First, the influence of Italian. The word piano comes from pianoforte. It is generally used like this in a sentence. He plays the piano beautifully. The word Renaissance comes from Rinascimento. It is used like this. The Renaissance was a period of significant artistic and cultural growth. The word mosaic comes from mosaico. The mosaic on the cathedral's dome is incredibly intricate. Of Japanese. The word emoji comes from the Japanese word for character in image. In this sentence, this word is used. He added a smiley emoji to his message. The word sensei refers to the term for teacher in Japanese and is used regularly. For example, he respects his martial arts senseis deeply. The word karaoke refers to empty orchestra, a Japanese term. We have all used this word in any language. For example, let's go sing some karaoke tonight. And finally, let's talk about influence of Spanish. There are many words that are used in English borrowed from Spanish. For example, burrito, a traditional Mexican food. They usually say, hey, let's go get some burritos. Another word like fiesta, which refers to a fun environment, many use it to say, at Mario's house, there will be a fiesta. And lastly, hasta la vista, a phrase that was popularized by a movie, and many use it to say goodbye to their friends or family. Now, let's look at some consequences. This linguistic diversity enrich English and makes it more adaptable to the changing needs of a globalized society. However, it also presents challenges in terms of cultural understanding and preservation of linguistic roots. And finally, we can say that the influence of different dialects in English is a reminder of the dynamic and adaptive nature of language. It helps us appreciate the cultural and linguistic richness that English has adopted throughout its evolution. Thank you.